Good afternoon and welcome to the draw for the group stage of the 2016-2017 Champions Hockey League season. We're coming to you live this afternoon from Zurich, and we're delighted to be joined by so many representatives of the competing clubs, all eagerly waiting to find out which teams and indeed which countries they'll be traveling to over the course of the group stage. In total, there are 48 clubs in today's draw, and in August, all these will start competing for the title of Europe's best. As you can see, the clubs are divided into 3 pots, each pot containing 16 teams, and over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, these 48 clubs will be drawn into 16 groups of 3. Of course, to carry out the draw, we need some help, and we're thrilled to have some distinguished guests to aid us in that regard. Firstly, will you join me in welcoming the CEO of the Champions Hockey League, Mr. Martin Baumann. Good afternoon, Martin.
Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you.
Let's have a seat. Martin, the second CHL season came to an end only a couple months ago. How satisfied are you with the development so far?
Well, actually, very satisfied. I mean, we delivered more or less 157 games without any hiccups. We increased the happiness of media. We had more spectators in the venue. Our coaches and players were very happy with the tournament. And finally, on the ice, what we saw was brilliant. There was hockey, good hockey, very good hockey.
What are the unforgettable moments for you from the past season?
Well, you know, I really like those Cinderella stories, and we had a few of those stories. There was Sturhamar from Norway. Incredible what they delivered through the group stage as well after that in the playoff. There was HC Davos from Switzerland with the coach Arno Del Curto. We'd already mentioned in August and showed his commitment. He said, I mean, I would like to win this trophy, and he was fighting for that. And I think that was a good signal. Last but not least, there was the final up in the north where we had the best 2 teams. A very tough battle, and to be honest, and it made me very proud. I mean, it was sold out in a couple of hours, and that was a good signal.
Before we do the draw, looking ahead to the next season, what are your expectations?
Well, we have to do a few things better than last year. I think we have to work on the attendance figure. We have to increase those. We have to build up the relation with media. And we already have to start thinking about our 4th season, which starts after that, where we have to take the right decision.
Thank you for now, Martin.
Thank
Martin,
you.
of course, will be staying with us for the draw. But before we introduce our next very special guest, let's take a look back to that exciting night in Oulu last February when the second season CHL champions were crowned. What a great night for Frölunda back in February, winning the CHL final. And now I'm happy to say we are joined by the man who masterminded that final victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head coach of Frölunda Gothenburg, Roger Rönnberg. Welcome, Roger. Great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations on all the success this season. Victory in the CHL final, then of course winning the Swedish championship only a couple days ago. Must be the perfect season.
Pretty good season, yeah.
That's enough? Enough,
No.
enough celebrating?
I have to be humble enough to realize that it's a huge season for the club.
Everyone in hockey says it's so difficult to defend a title, and of course it's very hard to win 2 titles in one season. How did you handle that with your team after winning the CHL final, staying focused, staying concentrated, staying hungry for the playoffs?
Actually, we had a clear goal before the season that we should really chase both wins in both leagues, and we did. And we actually learned a lot from the CHL experience with my young team, that to play all those decisive games middle of the season, where I think we learned a lot. So we really took advantage of that in the end of the season.
Did it influence your play in the Swedish championship? The games from the Champions League, yeah?
I think so, because the team really were into winning the CHL and do everything that we had to do for win it. So they learned a lot during the season.
Frölunda made it to the second CHL final in a row. So what is the formula for success for your team in European club hockey?
I think, first of all, we work hard. We have a clear goal from the club that we really should compete for in this league that is as important as the Swedish Hockey League. That's the first thing, that we really want to win it. But then I think we have a good team. We have a good team, 4 lines team with a lot of young talent guys, and they can play a lot of games. So that's another thing. But then it's down to luck too. We have to know that we were in a bad shape against Ingolstadt. We had some luck in penalty shots against Luleå too, and it was a tough game in the final against Kärpät. So you need luck if you should win anything.
You talked about the talents, and Frölunda is also known for its excellent development of young players. So how important were these games in the Champions Hockey League? How important is that factor in their development?
I think it's good in many ways. Just to play those important games is one way, but to play against different style of hockey, it's good for the young players to be out in Europe and play against German teams, Swiss teams, Finnish teams, etc. So it's a good teaching tool for my young players.
And with the 2 finals, Frölunda has played more CHL games than any other club in Europe. How would you rate the level, the importance of club hockey in Europe?
I think it's really good. The CHL is here to stay, and it's good outside Sweden. It's just in Sweden we're a little bit slow started to understand this is a huge and big league.
But now you're on the top.
Yeah, for now. But starting a new season soon, so.
Yeah, we were looking forward to the draw. Thanks for being here, Roger, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Rönnberg. And now joining us to complete our lineup for the draw, please welcome the chairman of the CHL, Mr. Anders Sternbom. Hello, Anders.
Hi, John.
Welcome.
Välkommen.
Tack.
Yeah, we were listening to Roger. He talked about his experience of the past season.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts about the second CHL season?
Second season, I think we have improved in many areas. More spectators. I think that the game was even better. I think it's also a different game than we are playing in our own leagues. A little bit more open hockey. So I think, on many areas we have improved. But we are still young.
Yeah, it's important.
We have still many things to learn.
To improve more, to develop more.
Yeah.
What did you saw if you compare the first season with the second season? What was better?
I think we made a couple of changes in the format. In the first year, we had 44 teams in 11 group, where the top 1 or 2 sometimes went into the playoffs. Then we simplified the format, where we have 48 teams, 16 groups, 3 in each, and the 2 top went into the playoffs. So that was more easy to understand. And I think then the playoff, of course, came a little bit sooner, and it becomes more interesting.
Yeah. And now the job is to keep things improving. What are your expectations for the upcoming season?
Upcoming season, I mean, it will be a tough season because, first of all, we have the Summer Olympics. And that will end, I think it is 21st of August, something like that. And that's the middle of our group stage. And then we have the Olympic qualification as well, ice hockey. And at the same time, in September, I think we are playing the World Cup in Toronto. So it will be a lot of other buses moving around. And we need to keep the focus, of course, on Champions Hockey League as best as we can.
We're looking forward. It's great to have you here, and we're almost ready to go. But before we start, I'll hand over to Alexander Jäger, sport manager with the CHL, to explain the technical rules and the regulations for the draw. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, Jan. So as you've heard, we have 48 teams which will be drawn out into 16 groups of 3 teams each. The 2 top teams in each group will advance to the playoffs. The allocation to the 3 parts is based on 2 considerations. Firstly, teams have been allocated according to their CHL ranking. But for teams coming from leagues where the national teams are participating in the final Olympic qualification tournament, this has also been taken into consideration when allocating teams to the parts. In terms of the draw itself, there are 2 rules to remember. The first is that clubs from the same league cannot be drawn together in one group. We will call this a league conflict. The second rule is that clubs from leagues where the national team is participating in the final Olympic qualification tournament also cannot be drawn in the same group. We will call this an Olympic qualification conflict. So on the screen, as you can see, the countries of the leagues which this second rule applies are Austria, Belarus, Denmark, France, Germany, Norway, and Poland. So, to demonstrate an example, what would happen in the case of a league conflict when we start drawing the teams out of part 2. Let's say the first team drawn is Linköping of Sweden. Linköping cannot go into Group A because another Swedish team, Frölunda, is already there. And therefore, Linköping will automatically go into Group B and join Tampere of Finland. Once again, when there is a league conflict, the latest team drawn out moves to the next available group, where no league conflict exists. The second potential conflict relates to the Olympic qualification tournament. In this example, when Stavanger Oilers of Norway are drawn, they cannot go in the next available group, which is Group C, because Red Bull Munich of Germany would create an Olympic qualification conflict. And they also can't go in Group D because Red Bull Salzburg of Austria also creates the same conflict. So they will move down to the next available group where no such conflict exists, which is Group E. Of course, they say it is the exception that proves the rule. And we have one such exception here today. HC Orlic Znojmo, geographically based in the Czech Republic and not protected by the Olympic qualification rule, is considered to be an Austrian league team and therefore can be drawn against teams from the Czech Extra League. And one final thing to remember, if a league or Olympic qualification conflict can be foreseen with the few remaining teams in a given pot, the draw will be stopped and the remaining clubs in the pot will be placed into the only available group spots where there is no league or Olympic qualification conflict. Back to you, Jan.
Thank you very much, Alex. So all is clear and everything is set up. We can start now with the draw. And we start with pot number 1. And there are many top teams, many champions in this pot. We can see here Frölunda, CHL champion, Swedish champion, Tampere, the Finnish champion, Bili Tigershi Liberec from the Czech Republic, champion for the first time in history, SC Bern, the Swiss champion, Red Bull Munich, number 1 in Germany for the first time in history, Red Bull Salzburg, once again champion in the EBEL, in the Austrian league, and many more top teams. For example, Kärpät Oulu, which has played the CHL final against Frölunda. And all these teams All these pucks are here in pot number 1. Anders, may I ask you to draw the first team, the first puck. It's easy, we have the 16 groups from A to P, and we need one team for each group.
Frölunda
It starts with Roger's team,
on top.
the champion on top, number 1 in Group A.
Second one is HC Davos.
Record title holder in Switzerland, 31 titles, number 1 in Group B.
From Finland, Tappara Tampere.
Here we have Finnish champion. From Finland, Tappara Tampere.
ZSC Lions from Zurich.
Now the Swiss team, number 1 in Group D. Team where Austin Matthews played in the past season.
From Finland, Kärpät Oulu.
Oulu in Group E, finalist from last season.
Red Bull Munich.
Red Bull München, champion from Germany.
From the capital of Finland, IFK Helsinki.
Jetzt bin ich schon nervös.
7-time Finnish champion.
Czech Republic, Liberec.
Special season for Liberec, winning the Czech League in Game 6 in overtime. They have won the title. Billy Tigerski Liberec in Group H, and now we have Group I.
Luleå Hockey from Sweden. From the Czech Republic, Pilsen.
Pilsen in Group J.
Djup, Jyväskylä, Finland.
Last season in the same group with Frölunda, not possible this season. Jyväskylä, number 1 team in Group K.
Växjö Lakers, Sweden.
Next, Swedish team in Group L.
Switzerland, SC Bern.
SC Bern, here we have the Swiss champion. They started as the lowest seeded team to the playoffs, and they've won it for the first time in history. This happened. For sure, it wasn't the first title for Bern in club history.
From Sweden, Skellefteå.
Top team from Sweden, another top team, Skellefteå in Group N.
Traditional team, Czech Republic, Sparta Prague. And the last one from Austria, Red Bull Salzburg.
6 titles in 10 years in the EBL for Salzburg. So there are the first 16 teams now all placed in their respective groups. Here we have the groups from A to P. That was easy. Now we're moving on to the second pot. This is your pot, Roger, head coach from Frölunda. And we start with pot number 2. Here we have the pot number 2. Let's have a short look. Lugano, we have in this pot. They played in the final. Just a moment, please. Lukko Rauma from Finland, semi-finalist last CHL season. Nitra, the champion from Slovakia. And like in pot 1, we have 4 teams from Sweden and Finland in pot 2, and 3 teams from the Czech Extraliga and the National League from Switzerland. Now,
Sorry,
it's time.
I was in a hurry here. First team from Czech Republic, HC Pardubice.
In Group A with Frölunda, this is one of your opponents.
Always tough teams from Czech. Eh?
Always tough teams. Here they are, just a second. Now Pardubice is in Group A with Frölunda Gothenburg. Next team in Group B.
I'm too early again, I'm sorry. Djurgården, Stockholm, Sweden.
Another Swedish opponent for HZ Fos. This year it's Djurgården, Stockholm.
So now I can go.
Now the timing is perfect. We're ready in Group C. We already have Tappara Tampere, the Finnish champion.
HC Lugano, Switzerland.
And we have the finalist from Switzerland. Already interesting lineups to see here. Lugano with Mortensson, Clausen and Pettersson this season.
From Finland, Lukko Rauma.
And once again, a Swedish and a Finnish team in the same group. The ZSC Lions from Zurich. And from Finland, Lukko Rauma.
From Czech Republic, Vitkovice Ostrava.
Vitkovice Ostrava goes to Group E. Everything is fine so far. No league conflicts. That fits very well. Finnish team and a team from the Czech Republic. Now Group F, there we have the German champion, Red Bull Munich.
From Switzerland, Fribourg-Gotteron.
Fribourg-Gotteron, from the French part of Switzerland. Very good. Good stick handling and good hands to do the draw. You have any experience in that already?
No stick handling here. Good with a stick, but not with a puck. From Switzerland, EV Zug.
Once again, Zug, EV Zug. For the third time, we have a Swedish and a Finnish team in one group.
Oops. From Finland, TPS Turku.
Turku is set in Group H with Pilitigrši Liberec from the Czech Republic.
From Finland, Saipa Lappeenranta.
Always interesting to see Finnish and Swedish teams in the same group, and we have this clash in Group I.
From Slovakia, HK Nitra.
Oh wow, Nitra, the champion from Slovakia, and Pilsen from the Czech Republic. Alex, everything
That
fine
looks
so
good.
far? No,
Yeah, looks really good.
no conflicts.
No conflicts. We're going smooth.
From Sweden, Linköping, HC.
No. A Swedish and a Finnish team, Jyväskylä and Linköping, you said?
Yeah.
Here they are
There they
in
are.
Group
Perfect.
K.
From Czech Republic, Mlada Boleslav.
Mlada Boleslav, a very
Boleslav.
interesting team. First time in Champions League. They're founded in 1908, one of the oldest clubs in Europe. Same year, the International Ice Hockey Federation was founded. Here we have them, Mlada Boleslav in the group with the Växjö Lakers from Sweden.
And then we have HC Kosice.
Gožice from Slovakia moves to the group with the Swiss champion Bern in Group M. 3 teams left, 3 group left.
No, we have a clash.
Oh, we have a clash?
Yeah, we have to stop the draw as... No, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Everything's fine?
Everything's good.
Okay,
Yep.
but I'm glad that you're looking very carefully to everything what's happened.
From Finland, Kalpa Kuopio.
Skellefteå and Kuopio. Kalpa Kuopio from Finland in Group N. And 2 more.
From Sweden, Färjestad Karlstad.
Färjestad in the group with Sparta Prague from the Czech Republic.
And the last one.
And the last one.
From Sweden, HV71 Jönköping.
Jönköping with the Austrian champion Salzburg. No conflicts, everything good. That was a great job.
A little bit too quick.
So here we have. It's beginning to take shape. Here they are, 16 groups, and for sure it's interesting to hear what Roger Rönnberg says about Group A, Frölunda and Pardubice.
I haven't seen them play, so but I always have a respect for Czech hockey teams. So
Why it's tough to play against them.
they are good coached often. They play good hockey tactical wise, and so we have to be on our toes.
Anders, very interesting. Many Finnish and Swedish teams already in the same group. What are you pointing out at the moment?
Group O, where we have 2 very, big brands in hockey. Sparta against Färjestad, that will be a battle, interesting game.
Martin, for the Swiss team, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a huge battle, HC Davos against Djurgården. I mean, if the fans go through the roof in Stockholm, I mean, it's definitely a tough one.
Okay, and we have 1 spot left in every group, and we go on to pot number 3. Let's have a look at these teams. We have Orly Znojmo. We talked already about this team from the Czech Republic, but playing in the Austrian league. Then Stavanger Oilers, the champion from Norway. Esbjerg, champion from Denmark. Junost Minsk, number 1 in Belarus. Rouen Dragons de la France. Sheffield Steelers, the champion from Great Britain, and for the first time a Polish team, Cracovia, is in this pot number 3. Martin, a lot of work to do for you. And here we expect some conflicts, Olympic qualification conflicts, as Alex already explained.
From Belarus, Znojmo.
Not from Belarus. Znojmo is...
Entschuldigung.
Is it Znojmo?
Yeah,
Znojmo is a
Znojmo.
Czech team.
From Czech Republic,
Yeah,
sorry.
Czech Republic, but they're playing in the Austrian league, and because of that, we don't have a conflict here. We have 2 Czech teams in 1 group, but that's okay, Alex.
No, it is actually not. As in the third part, we only have 2 teams which are not affected by the Olympic qualification. We actually... No, that's fine. No.
That's what I mean. We have 2 Czech teams, but it's not a problem because
No, the 2
Znojmo
Czech teams
is playing
cannot
in
play
the
in this-
Austrian team,
No, 2
in the
Czech-
Austrian league. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but 2 Czech teams cannot play in the same group. But actually, Znojmo is not affected by the Olympic qualification. But we need 1 team that is considered to be Olympic qualification team in every group. So they don't fit in Group A. They go down to Group F, where Red Bull Munich is.
Okay, so it's
That's
not
the
a
only
league.
available spot
Okay,
for
it's not a league conflict.
It's Olympic
It's
qualification
an OQ
conflict.
conflict, and because
That's
of
the
that,
complicated one we ever had.
that's the complicated one. Okay, yeah, we're glad to have it, and we find a solution in Group F. Here we have Group F now with Red Bull Munich, Fribourg-Gotteron, and Orly Snojmo.
So
a
this
Czech
group is
team
complete.
playing in the Austrian league.
Yes.
This group
no
is-
league conflict,
No,
no,
okay.
Olympic qualification conflict. That looks good.
Group F is confirmed.
This is confirmed.
Okay. Good to have you here, Alex. That was a tough one. So now we're looking back to Group A. Do we find the third team
Yes.
for the available spot in Group A?
Wolfsburg Grizzlies from Germany.
Go to Group A.
That's fine.
Yep.
Wolfsburg played the final in the DEL. And in the Champions Hockey League, they will play with Gothenburg, Pardubice in Group A.
From France, Roger Rönnberg, our Continental Cup winner.
Rouen, a new team in the Champions Hockey League. From France, with Davos and Djurgården Stockholm in Group B.
From Great Britain, Sheffield Steelers.
We have a conflict here. Yeah,
What
Yeah.
kind of conflict do we have here?
this is another Olympic qualification conflict. As, like we said, we only have two teams which are not affected by the Olympic qualification rule in Part 3, and we need one that plays in Olympic qualification in every group. So we have to move that team all the way to Group P, which completes now Salzburg, Jönköping, and Sheffield in Group P.
Okay. So you see, the draw is handmade, but we need a software, a computer
Yeah.
backstage to check all of these conflicts.
Yeah. What we can say now is there are no more conflicts possible.
No more conflicts possible?
Yeah, I would guess so. I'm really sure about that.
Let's hope you're right. Okay, so Group P is completed with Salzburg, Jönköping, and the Sheffield Steelers from Great Britain. And now we're looking back to Group C. We already have Tappara Tampere, HC Lugano, and now we have
From Germany, Adler Mannheim.
No league conflict, no OQ conflict. German team in the group with a Finnish and a Swiss team.
Again from Germany, ERC Ingolstadt.
Ingolstadt. Next season in the same group with Zurich, the ZSC Lions, and Lukko Rauma, Group D.
Once again from Germany, Krefeld Pinguine.
The Penguins from Krefeld, German team with Oulu and Ostrava in Group E. Then Group F is already completed, so we move on to Group G. Helsinki, Zug, and the third team.
Esbjerg Energy from Denmark.
A new team in the Champions Hockey League, Esbjerg. Group G is completed, everything is fine.
As well, a new team, Lørenskog from Norway.
Lørenskog will play with Luleå and Group H with Liberec and Turku.
A traditional club from Germany, Eisbären Berlin.
record title holder in the DEL with 7 titles, together with Luleå and Lappeenranta. Group J, Pilsen Nitra and
From Norway, Stavanger Oilers.
from Norway, a team that goes to the group with a Czech team and a team from Slovakia.
From France, Cap Rapace.
The Raptors from GAP Rapaz in Group K with Linköping and Jyväskylä. Finland, Sweden and France in Group K.
Now, from Minsk, from Belarus, Minsk.
It's Junost Minsk in Group L with Vecchio Lakers and Mlada Boleslav from the Czech Republic. Three teams left, 3 spots left. Group M.
From Austria, Black Wings, Linz.
Linz. They play in the Keine Sorgen Arena. That means
Exactly.
the No Worries Arena. Alex, no worries?
No worries, we're looking
Everything
good.
is fine and it's looking good, huh?
Yep.
No conflicts. Bern, Gozice and Linz in Group M. And we are looking
Another
for
traditional club from Austria, capitals Vienna.
Vienna Capitals. The Finnish and the Swedish team in Group N. And
And the last one.
1 spot left.
A new team from Poland, Cracovia.
Cracovia, you've visited.
Exactly, that was a great
this team.
experience.
How was the atmosphere there in Poland?
The atmosphere was just brilliant. I mean, the fans were crazy, and what we saw was brilliant hockey on the ice. I was
Okay.
very impressed.
So Cracovia is playing in Group O with Sparta Prague and Färjestad. So let's have a look. All groups with 3 teams is set. Group A once again, the 3rd team, Wolfsburg. What experience you have with German teams so far, Roger?
We had huge problems with Ingolstadt last season. They were well coached and they really competed with us. So we have to be humble here and really prepare for this game.
Anders, table is set. What are you pointing out?
Many new teams, and I'm always looking for the Cinderella stories to see if there are any new teams who can make big surprises. We will see what happens, but I still think that the Group N is quite interesting with Skellefteå and Kalpa and also Vienna, 3 speedy teams. Will be good, aggressive hockey. So, but there are many interesting
we
groups.
have interesting group lineups, Martin.
Definitely. I mean, the Group G, for example, with AFK Helsinki against Zug and the new team, Esbjerg is definitely as well a tough one, and looking forward to see one of those games.
So that's it. The 16 CHL groups have been confirmed, and all 48 clubs now know who they will face in the CHL group stage. A big thank you to Roger, Anders, and Martin for participating in the draw today, and we want to wish the very best of luck to all the clubs for the upcoming games. The new season starts on Thursday, the 18th of August. Once all dates will be confirmed, you will find them on the website championshockeyleague.net. And 157 games will need to be played until the 2016-2017 CHL champion is known. Thanks for watching today. Enjoy hockey wherever you are, and goodbye. Thank you. Thank you.